any talk about Impact, the actual wrestling program on your timeline? Because I don't see any. I see a lot of talk about other shit, but not like wrestling shows.
Dude, since I don't like really watch Impact, and like sometimes I'm online for like the first hour or so of the show. Like last night I wasn't online for any of it.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot, dude. NXT is just a show that has like I'm online for that whole show, and like nobody fucking talks about that show. Like no one.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I follow the Impact page and legit feel that's the only shit I see on my Twitter. Like, it's not ideal.
Yeah, sometimes Sean will tweet stuff, and but yeah, I don't see a lot of people talking about Impact on the timeline when I am online, and like Raw, I'll keep up with it. Like that's pretty much how I watch Raw, through the timeline, and like there's plenty of people talking about that. SmackDown's not bad. AEW, you know, when it's on Wednesdays, Friday, since I was doing the show last week, I don't know what the timeline was like, but I imagine it's still kind of busy. But like, dude, yeah, NXT is just, it's sad how little people talk about that on my timeline.
It's always been a problem for that brand in the sense that when it was a show we all thought was very, very good on the network, it had that issue where people wouldn't watch the TV, they'd binge it. Do you remember this back in the
days?
That's
what I would do. That's what I did. I binged it.
And I remember reviewing NXT for Fightful back in those days, and it would be like no one was paying attention to the show, which was really weird because it had so much acclaim. But it's just, again, I've said it before, I think it's the reality of people can only watch so many weeks, so many hours a week. Sorry, so many hours a week. They can only, it's wrestling, you know. I mean, we only watch a certain amount of hours.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, folks. Feels like it's not been as long as usual, which is good.
It was last Tuesday. Chris, resubscribed in 3 months. What up, Chris? How you doing, buddy? Hope your day is going well. Hope everyone's day is going well. Not just Chris's, but everyone here in the chat hanging out with us.
Indeed. Who is the WWF rejected in the second headline, Jeremy? Do we know?
I feel like it was somebody. Yeah, I feel like it was somebody like not important.
Oh, well. Yeah. No, we did this whole, we had a discussion about her being a cat lady and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I remember it being a debate.
It was. What are we doing? Do we want to get Cat Lady Natalia?
Wasn't she going to be one of the killers? I don't know.
Is that what? I don't remember her being a killer.
She should just be a crazy cat lady that kills people. Wrestling plugging. It's not only that I don't watch all the hours, I legit watch about 2. So, no, I don't watch any. I don't watch any of the hours. I stopped watching Ring of Honor. I stopped watching Impact. MLW, I give like 3 episodes, and I couldn't even see the fucking ring. It was so misty in there, like I was in a nightclub. I see they got Lee Moriarty though, so I may check that out.
Yeah, that's a nice little pickup. I like him.
Cool. Like, here's the thing, okay? We joke a lot because of all the shenanigans, but like, Colt is good at wrestling. It's just like he's playing with a certain set of cards that means he has to sort of brother around a lot. Yeah. You know, like his actual wrestling mind is probably better than. I mean, it's a lot better than Billy Corgan, for example.
Oh, Joseph.
Way better.
Joseph.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh god.
You know, the NWA, Joseph, just going straight up the middle. That's what they're going to do. They're just going to keep going straight up the middle, bring a toughness to this business that the wrestling world. I have listened to way too many Billy Corgan interviews this week. And I can't, like, I feel like he's just delusional. I just really think he's delusional.
Probably so. I mean, he did once get, like, swindled into fake buying Impact without actually buying it. So,
he like legitimately when he truly believes he's even like, you know, AEW, they're doing this stuff, like he compared AEW to like ECW, and he was just like, you know, they're serving one portion of the audience what they like, but then he mentioned, like, you know, when ECW went to TNN, they had to do something completely different, and it upset their fan base, and you know, that's what could happen to AEW. I was like, huh? What?
Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
He's just like, I'm going. He keeps using this fucking term, going straight up the middle. Like, we're just going to keep going up the middle. Mean? I have no idea. I legitimately do not know what this means. He's like, it's like a running back, you know? You see the hole up the middle, you go for 15 yards. Like, you're just going straight up the middle. And, like, he believes, like, you know, AEW has brought different people to the table and, like, in negotiations and stuff, he said, and when all the dust settles in however many years, you know, we're going to be at that table with them. And, you know, TV partners, they're going to want us as well because they're going to see that wrestling is big business. Keeps talking about the toughness of the roster and everything. It's so, dude, it's horrible. Like
straight up the middle.
Straight up the middle.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. Thoughts on Billy's comments about Aldis Cody 3? Sounds great. Sounds great. If ever there was a time for Cody to do that, it would be now, to be fair. So, sure. I believe it. Folks, I did announce earlier the second My Match Monday is coming next week. The matches are on my timeline, my Twitter gimmick, including who selected which match. It is a card main evented by Jeremy, JJ's TNA pick of the Unbreakable main event, which feels like I'm putting a lot of faith in JJ, but I know it's good, so I'm kind of, feels like a safe bet. Natty leaving the Fed in TEW, that'll probably happen in 6 months in real life. Yeah, I feel like she's one of the, I feel like she's on that Dolph Ziggler list, right? Hundreds of people will come and go, but they'll still be there.
Yeah.
In some form or fashion. What are you guys' thoughts on Saturday Dynamite? Well, there will be a Dynamite on a Saturday. No, I'm just messing it. It'll be good. It's probably better than Friday. Good evening, folks. Big Daddy
apparently the quarterly specials are going to be on Saturdays, which is good.
Right. This feels like a trial of sorts in terms of what their reach is, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Because they're running a world title match now, so if that's what you assume the quarterly specials are going to have. So there you go. When are we going to have a Bob O'Neill, Bronson Reed face emote? I don't know, but that would be really good. That's a good idea, Franco. After Thunder Rosa leaves the NWA, is there anyone contract with NWA worth going out your way to see on that show? No. I mean, look, I like some of the guys on the show that going out. There's very few wrestlers in the world that are actually worth like going out of your way to see because the talent level on average is so high. So Trevor Murdoch is not going to cut it, unfortunately. I shall like him. I know, Judge. I know it's a very good match. I've seen the Unbreakable many a time. Early start today, folks. I appreciate you joining us. My God, there's UFC on tomorrow, Jeremy.
I knew there was UFC, and I didn't know Mayweather and Paul was this weekend.
We actually broke that down, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I have no idea what's on this UFC card, though. Like, just no idea.
You know what I can't deal with Floyd Mayweather? This gimmick he's done to his hair. Have you seen this shit?
No. Should I see this?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
I'm not alleging anything, because I haven't read that this is the case, but it seems very, very likely that he's had, like, a gimmick haircut added to his head.
His hair? He's bald. I thought he was bald.
Yes, exactly. It's exactly why when you see it, you'll see what I mean. Yeah, and I think the beard may have came in the same expenditure.
How old is Floyd? He looks old.
Fucking old, yeah. 44, 45?
Yeah, he looks old.
How crazy is it that Manny Pacquiao was about to fight like Errol Spence? And when they thought it was like, oh man, Manny's washed. Manny's like, that dude just, I swear in 10 years he's going to be having world title fights.
Oh yeah, I don't know. He had to get some type of...
It's brothered, right?
Yeah.
What about the beard, though? Do you think the beard comes... Because that's the thing people do now, Jeremy.
Dude, Floyd looks fucking rough.
It's really not a great look that he's doing this fight, if we're being honest. I mean, I know that, like, his fans are just like, easy money. It's like, yeah, but... Like, is it easy money or just, like, shitty money, you know? Like, at what point is just enough? I guess it's easy for me to say.
Like, clearly I haven't followed any of this since I didn't know the fight was this weekend.
Yes.
But I didn't know, apparently there's something about a hat or some shit. Like, I haven't seen any of this stuff. So this is legit the first time I've seen what Floyd looks like. Dude, I'm.
Not, yeah.
My opinion of this fight has changed.
It is funny because, like, okay, let's all be honest with each other. It's obviously a bullshit event, but there is a weird appeal to it in the sense that it is an old little guy versus this, like. So even though one of them can't box really at all, and the other one is one of the greatest boxers in the history of Earth, there is just a weird physical attraction to it because you look at them stand next to each other and you're like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's the dumbest shit ever. Like, I don't know. It's a bizarre event, isn't it? Like, I mean, I didn't fully appreciate. You mentioned he's fought the KSI man. He lost that fight.
Yeah, that was the last
So he's
fight,
0-1.
Right? Like, I don't even
think so. I think he's 0-1 fighting a 50-0 boxer.
I think they went to like a draw, like the first time him and KSI.
Right.
So it was like 6 rounds, and I think he lost the second time. And I don't know if he's like actually fought again.
Tremendous form guide going into a fight with Floyd Mayweather. We watched that fight. The one when he lost. My God.
You don't remember the KSI Logan Paul fight?
I definitely don't remember sitting there watching it with JR, but I mean, if I did. I don't know. Feels like it was a late night. Showtime, like, promoting the Paul brothers is also weird. And, like, I don't know what to make of all of it. JR, we watched their white. Remember they did, like, the headgear fight?
Yeah, that was the first
the white
fight.
collar. Yeah, we watched that one because that was Brit time. I remember.
Oh, okay.
We was at Nevis, Joe.
Yeah, because they did one fight in like Vegas, I guess, or LA, and then they did one in the UK.
There you go. Yes, you did read that right, Riley. They have pushed Jungle Boy and Omega to the Saturday Dynamite. What we got?
Chad Ochocinco is on this card? What the fuck is this card?
Bro, this shit's weird.
Clearly I know nothing about it. I didn't know it was this weekend. Alright, what are we looking at here? Alright, Mayweather, Paul. Badu Jack is on. What?
Who's Badu Jack fighting?
Dervin Corlina. He's a minus 2,500 favorite.
I think he was supposed to fight Jean Pascal, who tested positive for 18 steroids. So
the other fight that actually has like a line on it is Jarrett Hurd. I don't know who this guy is, but
yes,
he's a minus 1,200 favorite. So it seems like highly competitive fights.
Yeah, that's how boxing works, bro.
And then Chad Johnson, which there's a lot of people named Chad Johnson, but Chad Ochocinco against Bryan Maxwell. I don't know who Bryan Maxwell is, but
who is this man you're talking about?
He's a former NFL player. He's a former wide receiver, like a really good wide receiver. He played mainly for the Bengals. Might play for other teams, but everybody knew him as the Bengals. He legitimately changed his last name. His name's Chad Johnson. He changed his last name to Ochocinco because his number was 85. So
fair.
Yeah.
Logical. In all seriousness, it appears to me that the idea here for the Showtime men is that the Jake Paul beats the Tyron Woodley, and then they set up like a mega shit show with him and Floyd against each other. Because it appears that the big brother is like a lamb to the slaughter here to me, you know? Now, and then you're really talking, Jeremy. You may actually sell some pay-per-views with that one.
They're going to sell... This is insane. Dude.
Woodley Jake Paul is going to do like mega business, right? I feel like he is, because it has my interest completely, and it's like 3 months away.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I'm way more interested in that fight than this one. Woodley Jake Paul, I do think does big business.
Very worried for Tyron, to be honest.
It is concerning, right? Again, I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Like, I think he has a better shot than Ben Askren because he can like at least hit hard and stuff. But how much do you think he's getting paid to throw this fight?
So the thing with Woodley is, as far as I know, he got very much hit in the pocket with a divorce, and I don't know. Like, I don't believe all the. Look, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't buy the fixed fight stuff
I don't
because
either. I'm just bullshitting.
I know you are. But what I'm saying is like Showtime, especially now they're involved, they're not going to risk their cred for this event. Does that make sense? Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
Especially the Ben Askren thing. Like, you don't need to throw a fight with Ben Askren. Like, he just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
You just hope your guy can box a little bit and he'll win. Tyron Woodley. The thing with Tyron Woodley, like, can Tyron Woodley actually box, or has he just got a great right hand?
He's just got a great right hand. Like, yeah, he's not. I mean, we've watched enough of his MMA fights. He's never been like a great striker or anything. He just throws that right hand very heavy.
But the problem is, like, he hasn't got. Like, when he hit Darren Till with that, he had the threat of the takedown, right?
Yeah.
So, like, he could do that deal, the old Kevin Randall deal, where, like, you fake takedown, launch it over the top.
Right, that's pretty much how we got Lawler, right? Like, he just went straight line forward. Robbie was a little bit worried about the takedown. He caught him with the right hand.
Yeah, and it's like, I really don't like the idea of that guy going from being consensus top 3, top 5 welterweight ever to being 4 straight losses, loses also to the Jake Paul man. But when I look at his skill set, it's like, because like I've said this before, I think for a novice boxer, Paul is pretty good. Now that doesn't mean he's a great boxer. It just means that like he's clearly dedicated himself enough that he's got some level of skill, right? And the other thing is, do they take this? I feel like he's managed by like fucking some cold, clever businessmen because they've positioned him very well thus far. Do they take this unless they're certain? I mean, I don't know who he's sparring with, but I feel like they're pretty assured that like it's a higher caliber than a guy like Woodley who's 40 and, as we just said, has just the right hand. I don't know. It's hard to imagine what Woodley looks like in a boxing setting, isn't it?
It is, like, I mean, Woodley, when was the last time he actually won a fight? It feels like forever ago, right? Like,
it was a title defense because he lost the belt and he hasn't won since, as far as I know.
So it's been a while. Like, he's worn too. Like, he's been getting his ass beat in a lot of these recent fights, and his thing was always like especially when it came to his striking, it was just like straight line speed, and I don't know how much of that he actually has, because you look at him in these last few fights, it looks like he just has like just no push in his legs anymore, like just no explosiveness there. Like, I'm sure he's still a great athlete even for his age, but yeah, it just doesn't look like it's really there like it used to be. I'm kind of with you. Like, I don't know if they take this fight if they weren't pretty confident that like, yeah, we'll just kind of like wash this dude right quick. And I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, I have to say, the one thing I will say is the last thing I'll do is come on here and defend these dipshit YouTubers, but like when people talk about his level of competition, it's like, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, some of the best boxers in the world turn pro and fight shittier fighters than Tyron Woodley. Like, genuinely great boxers turn pro and fight complete tomato cans for 10, 12 fights of their career, 20 fights even. Deontay Wilder got about 30 of them in. You know, like, I hate to say it, I kind of respect it, man. Like, for all we just said, we know Woodley can really punch, and it's like, fuck. I mean, if he gets hit by that right hand, it goes from being like a fun little sideshow to he is a full-on meme, like the end. So that's what I think the appeal is. As weird as it sounds, it's a very modern fight. We're basically hoping someone gets memed. You and I would prefer it be the YouTube man, but the other audience will look at it the other way.
It is weird of like, oh, when's he gonna fight someone real and everything? And it's like, he's not a pro. I guess these are technically pro fights, but if you look at it that, it's like, okay, this is a second pro fight, right? Like second, third, whatever. Like,
yeah, he's not full lot, is it?
Right, like you said, like go back and look at any pro boxer and who they're fighting in like their second, third, fourth fight. Like, it ain't names you've heard of. It's just a bunch of dudes that they're gonna easily beat. They're, you know, he's getting known guys, but not like actual boxers, but guys who can, like Woodley, like Askren, who do have some combat sports experience and are like high level combat sports experience, because he's like a big name. It's almost like the CM Punk thing, right? Of like, Punk, not really an MMA fighter, no MMA experience. He turns pro. Like, he would have been much better off just fighting no-name guys in,
Yes.
you know, Bellator or local cards and stuff, and maybe try to build up wins. But he signed with the UFC, and like he didn't even fight name UFC guys. Like nobody had heard of. I don't remember the guy who beat him first because he hasn't done much since then.
Mickey Gall.
Yeah, and then the guy who beat him after that got cut, but then he got brought back. It's like he's fighting no-name guys, but like they just had to put him in like a high-profile position because he was CM Punk. Like that's kind of how it is with Jake Paul. It's like, all right, we got to put this guy in a high-profile position, and we're gonna give him not experienced boxers, but at least names you've heard of, so we can like sell some pay-per-views and stuff.
It is a case of, I think, MMA fans not realizing that like boxing is just different, you know.
Yeah.
And I think, to me as a boxing fan, it's like he's basically a novice and he's fighting a guy that's like fought. If nothing else, he's not been a boxer, but he's fought for much of his adult life and can really punch. Like I'm not going to hate on it. Like if he wins that, then I don't know what the fuck you do with him next, but like, you know, respect. I don't know. I don't really want to say respect. Like thumbs up, good job. I don't fucking know. How do you feel about Eddie Hearn sacking off Sky for DAZN? Bro, I mean it's good for us as consumers, man. DAZN right now is £2 a month here. It's going to stay that way, I think, until September, I want to say. So, like, Sky is a lot more than that. So, for me, it's good because I'm a fight fan. If you're just a sports fan that catches some boxing, it's probably kind of shitty. But I'm all for it. Lots of AEW Women's Division talk. We said yesterday we think that Thunder Rosa may be the next match for Britt, rather big pay-per-view match. So
yeah. When does... Yeah. If Conor loses to Dustin, he's going this route, right? Like, he's 100% going this freak show, big money boxing route.
So, here's the thing, okay? If we actually are saying that the Jake Paul man beats the Tyron Woodley, like, does that not... I don't want to say that scares Conor McGregor, but like, Conor's like a lot smaller than Tyron Woodley, right? Like, a lot smaller.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fought at 70, but, like, he's not a big guy at all.
Right.
And, like, this fight with Woodley is at 190. So
I don't know if it scares him because I don't think he'll mind fighting at like one. I don't know what Jake Paul can get down to. I assume they'd figure some shit out, and Conor would go up for it. I think Conor would look at it as like, well, I'll have the speed. I've actually like boxed before. I've boxed Floyd. I feel like Conor would do it, and you know he would talk his shit and everything. I just don't, like, if he loses to Dustin, I just don't know if this man is like long for MMA after that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. He would definitely see it as like the easiest route to more money. It's just the site. Like I don't know where Conor's at, right? I think it does genuinely depend on what this fight with Woodley looks like. Because if he looks like shit, which there's a very good chance he does, because again he's a novice, then like Conor will be like, sweet, get me in there, you know. But like, he may just have some natural gifts for it, and he continues to improve. And at that point, it's like, because Conor was such a weird performance he had against Floyd, where it was like he did good, but at the same time there was a lot of signals that, man, MMA striking really is very, very different. You know, like when he was throwing those shitty like hammer fists, just all that weird stuff. He was losing his balance on punch. It's just, boxing's just different, man. And like, even if he's a novice, and he is a novice, it's still a kid that's been training as an actual boxer for 3-4 years. It's just different, that's all. You know, and you saw it even... Askren's a terrible striker, but you still see the difference in, like, the way that guys stand themselves. It's, you know... I don't know. I can't even talk about this as much as we are, but we're both guys that enjoyed, like, Pride back in the olden days, so...
Right. Now, I'm with you. I've always said that, because so many new MMA fans back in the day were just like, oh... He's like a great, you know, like when Anderson would you know, mess these guys up on the feet. People are like, oh, Anderson he'd go into boxing and he'd kill these dudes. And I'm just like, man, like, Anderson is like fantastic. Like he might have been like the best MMA striker of all time. But like you go into a boxing, you're only throwing fists. Like the footwork is different, the technique is different. Like just everything's completely different. Like that's why when like MMA fighters like George St. Pierre, when he would just like throw the jab, it's like this is high level shit. And MMA just throwing a jab, because no one in MMA uses a jab. Like no one can understand how to use it. And So when GSP does it, it's like, oh man, like this is just different. This guy's an elite striker. They could go into boxing, because there was talks of GSP like doing a boxing fight or whatever, wasn't there? Because he was training with Roach and everything. Right. It's like great MMA boxer, but yeah, just completely different. And yeah, you're right. Like Conor, elite MMA striker. I mean, his performance against Alvarez is still like all time shit. But yeah, you're right. Like he went into boxing against Floyd, and he's fucking throwing this gimmick here and all over the place.
The biggest difference is, like, in boxing, the best boxers have their most sort of expert line of defense when they're in the striking range, they're in the pocket, right? So like you'll have guys that just have tremendous guard, you're not going to get through them, but the best boxers generally move their heads very well, right? They can slip shots inside, and they can try. There are legit like 5 guys in MMA history that actually can do that. Like, because it's just with them gloves, it's too dangerous. Yeah. So most guys use their feet as defense. Like, and Anderson Silva's a good example. He moved his head a lot, but he also, because he could kick, could be way away from punches. Like, it's completely different. It's not a matter of better or worse, because it's literally just a case of here's one sport and here's one piece of that sport, like completely every kind of nuance of it maximized. Remember, boxing's been, I mean, it's been around now for legitimately 100 times the amount MMA's been around almost. You know, like it's a different thing, and that's that sort of sweet affected many times over. So it's just you can't really compare it. It's like Ngannou, if he hits Tyson Fury, it's like, bro, if Tyson Fury got hit by Ngannou, he would have really had to fuck up, you know? Like, Tyson Fury's special. He can fight in both stances, he can move. It's unlikely he gets hit by Francis Ngannou. I get why the MMA guys say it, but it's just, yeah, it's not a thing. We should probably book BPW, Jeremy, because I'm going to have to go soon. So
okay.
Just get an hour and a half for booking it.
All right.
My bad, guys, my bad.
All right, here we go. I think this is the go-home show for the pay-per-view. Pretty sure.
Well, Anderson Silva is fighting Chavez in 2 weeks.
Huh? That's in 2 weeks?
Apparently so. Seems bad.
Jesus. Dude, all these fights with guys that like I would typically be excited for and stuff. It's bad. Like, wait, this is happening?
Yeah, it's not ideal. Is this one this weekend got a crowd, do you know?
I have no idea. In Miami, in Florida, I would assume so, yeah. All right.
I mean, you didn't know it was happening, so I don't know why I thought you'd know.
Yeah, I was about to say, yesterday I literally had no clue it was happening. All right, go-home show for the pay-per-view. We've got Mox and Stalker contract, and then Big E and Heyman. Is that our main event, Big E and Heyman?
Seems bad. Apparently so. That's what the notes say. They got a better chance of remembering it than we do.
10 minutes? That's...
Dude, what a match this is.
How are we finishing this? Because...
I mean, it feels like, you know, Big E should win, get the boots put to him, but then fires up, runs them both off, grabs a mic, and says, I'll quickly share both of you on Sunday.
Okay.
To me, that's what... I mean, I don't give a shit about protecting these two dogs.
Yeah.
You?
No, that's fine. All right.
Joseph, any Euro thoughts? Excited? Bro, I don't normally get this way about football, but I'm getting kind of anxious because I'm not sure I trust Gareth Southgate, and I feel like this is a real opportunity for her to actually win a major international tournament. I'm not saying we should or we will, I'm saying we could, which is something I haven't felt in some time. Gareth, I do fear for him that he's going to be a villain by the end of this summer. That's my general thoughts, Whiskey Dick Man. Okay, match made. There you go.
What just happened?
What do you mean?
Whatever you're just talking about.
Oh, the Euros, brother. Bob O'Neill's going to give us weekly updates on the Euros.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the corner kick. Bob O'Neill's corner kick. People like Bob O'Neill, and it's just puzzling, isn't it?
Yeah, extremely puzzling. I mean, we give him a platform every week, so like it's kind of our fault, I feel like, to an extent.
Have you noticed like there's people in wrestling media that follow him stuff now on Twitter? Like Jeff Hawkins and Palowski like interact with Bob just because we've put him over.
I've noticed that, like, when, like, I'll see Pulowski and stuff, like, tweet him. Insane.
If only they knew what an arsehole he was.
Insane. Absolutely insane. I'll try to get the voices of wrestling guys to like him.
That feels like it's going to be a bit of a challenge. Oil and water situation there, pal.
All right, we've already booked half the show with this shit, so that was simple enough. Yeah. Now we got to figure out the other half.
Okay, what did we do last week, and what stuff do we have to hit? That's what we need to figure out.
All right, what's our cold open? So Alexa accepted her award. Britt was in the background. She was doing the dentist drill stuff and all of that. Who's facing whom at the pay per view? I think Britt's facing Nia. So we gotta do something to set that up.
How do we do this, Jeremy? How do we combine the woman that's not like most girls with the dentist, with the award-winning most entertaining wrestler in the world? How do we do all of these things at once is the question. And also while making it somewhat Michael Jordan-centric.
Yeah.
Quite the challenge, isn't it, when you really lay it out like that?
Yeah.
Last week, did Nia not go to, like, invade the dentistry?
That was the week before. Nia not like Britt. That was the cold open before, as Britt was doing the dentist, and Nia just walks in. It's like, yeah, she might be a dentist, but I'm not like her. And then Billy Kay is screaming, and yeah.
You know, I honestly think this is a chance for us to do an actual good segment of wrestling, okay? I think we do like a press conference, okay?
So we have a contract signing and a press conference?
Yeah, bookend it. It doesn't matter.
Right.
The presentation will be different because the contract signing will be in the ring, and this would be like shot as though it's the NBA Finals,
right.
You know?
Okay.
And I think somewhere in here we trust Nia Jax to do a promo about, like, Alex, are you just going to stand there and be like her lackey forever? Because it's not the person I remember knowing. You know, the one that stabbed me in the back 101 times, the one that do anything. It's changed a lot. You know, and Alexa kind of can sell shit and do faces and stuff and layers. And then Britt can sort of dismiss it, because then that will set the precedent for when eventually we pay this off, when Alexa allows Nia to get married.
Okay, I like that. Like 6 minutes or so.
I also think that after this weekend we should begin to get Bob and Nia's romance going, so that when they marry it doesn't feel, you know, unearned. You know, Jeremy? Right. I feel like it should be more like they can finally do it after 6 weeks of dating, you know? We'll do that.
It's more than 6 weeks. I mean, we had them team. We've had them team a couple times. I think we actually had them team last week in the main event. And that was like our, you know.
There you go. Yes. Yeah. We're good at this, man. We know it. I think that happens to TK sometimes. He books stuff without realising it. They're like, you booked that in already, Tony? He's like, oh, yeah, of course I did. I remember that.
All right, we need like another good match on this show, because, yeah, Big E and Paul Heyman, it's going to be rough.
Okay. So what have we got on Sunday? Who are we using on Sunday that could be featured here in a good match? Is Bryan probably the best option?
Yes. Yeah, Bryan's facing Mr. Ass on Sunday.
How many matches do we have for Sunday's card? We should probably also figure out that, because
right, we've pre-booked 4, but there's more. Like, we have storylines going, so there's more to it.
What is there? What is there to it?
We have the tag title match with the New Day against the Craws and Doink Fiend.
Got you.
We've got the big day. Like, we've got angles and stuff too. Like, we got the big Fast and Furious trailer that's gonna premiere at the pay-per-view. We got more Sherlex and Stoke stuff as well. We've got plenty of stuff. I don't think filling out the pay-per-view is gonna be too difficult.
I think we should go over Bryan win, in which he wins by some sort of arse-based submission, while Bob is at ringside. Right. That's what I think we should do. He will not beat Bob this way, obviously. Instead, he'll kick him in the dick and roll him up.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Right,
Bob will have a counter ready for the arse-based submission, so then he'll kick him directly in the dick.
Who's Bryan beating? Wrestler sucks.
Lanny Poffo.
Okay.
Leaping Lanny, baby. There you go. What a match. Bryan would love this match.
Bryan would love, I feel like, any match. He's just...
Dude, he's going to do something crazy, Jeremy. I'm telling you this now. I would never say this on a non-BP dub show, because other people watch it that might get, like, excited. But, guys, Bryan's going to do something crazy. I'm convinced of it. I am absolutely convinced of it, Jeremy.
He's going to show up on Dynamite tonight, from what I heard.
That's what I've heard too. Yeah. No, it's not what we've heard. But, you know, I think someone may show up on Dynamite tonight, though. I do think there's a possibility someone shows up.
Really?
I do, yeah. Because remember how excited Tony was about this week, and he made a point of saying the next Dynamite too, New Era and all that bullshit.
Dude, he's excited about every fucking show, Joseph.
Yeah. But this one was particular, and you could tell he hadn't slept in a couple of weeks rather than a few days. It was a couple of weeks.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody's showing up. Because I mean, maybe, but my thinking is like these Friday shows just your audience is gonna be cut pretty much. So
Yeah.
why are you gonna put stuff like on these Dynamite shows?
Did you see that tweet about the duality of man, Bud Murphy
Yeah, I
and
did.
Aleister Black?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Dude, Buddy Murphy, and I say this in the most like sincere way, is just like the most old school dumb dude wrestler ever. It fucking pops me.
Dude, an Outlook email.
Bro, he's just a guy that's like, he's just tremendous wrestling and has a great brain for it, and like that's him. Like he's that simple, that cut and dry. He will probably tweet some dumb shit in his career without even realising it's dumb. He's that guy. Like, and meanwhile, Aleister Black's like talking about rocking with a fiend and shit.
Dude,
like,
Aleister Black.
I was gonna go after Vince.
Aleister,
He's 75, Jeremy.
Aleister Black. He's gonna go on Twitch every single day, and he's gonna talk about all these plans he had and stuff. Did you see Garrett Kidney's tweet of like,
no,
it's like, Vince is still like super charismatic because
yeah,
these dudes who like get released and stuff, they're all just like, oh, Vince loved me, loved all my ideas and everything, just told me how great I was and whatnot. It's just like, a lot of these people still say it after they get released. It's like, oh yeah, loved like Vince, never said anything bad to me, just loved everything I had to say and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I loved you so much that just like didn't book you for months.
Any of those ideas, not one of them happened.
Yeah,
you know? It's like, I'm really struggling not to talk about this on Twitter because I know it would come across as sour graps. Shout out Alex Pulaski because he like kind of dunked on our site, but like I think I was never a big fan because they're not my characters, right?
Right.
Like even a character like Darby Allin, who I think the world was a worker, like I don't really give a shit about him as a wrestler because it's just not my shit. Like look at me, bro, I don't relate to these guys,
Yeah.
But then I must admit, when I read his fantasy book, and I was like, yeah, that tracks. Makes sense about what I expected.
I'm very similar, and I've made this joke many times. Of like I think the world of Aleister Black is like a worker and stuff. I think tremendous talent. But like when he's like explaining his character and everything, like I always reference the bump, his appearance, and he's like, oh yeah, Aleister Black comes from like when he rises up, he's coming from the black hole and outer space and all this stuff. And I'm like, look, dude, none of this shit gets through on television. And if it did, it's just kind of dumb.
Right. But like, I don't want to dunk with it because I get it, right? He's a creative guy.
Yeah.
Guys like that, that's why it's not a surprise that before I said this, I put over Bud Murph, who is like the opposite. He's just like a dude, right? Like, my idea is I like doing Kenny Omega's moves. Like, cool, bro. Do your thing. It just pops me. I'm 100% with you. I watched the Egos and Migos with King after Joe. I talked about that. That's cool. I'm glad I talked about that. Him talking about Roddy as a frat bro. That's so funny. Like, Roddy Strong comes out and Eddie's like, he's just like one of those dumb frat boys. He's always fired up. He's talking about him like he's 12. It's fucking tremendous. Great shit.
Now, Aleister Black said on one of the Twitch streams, he's like, oh yeah, Bray's got all these ideas and they just like kill him creatively and everything. It's like, yeah, probably. And like, more power to these wrestlers. Like am I a fan of like what Aleister Black was trying to book and everything? Like, no, it probably would have been some weird shit that just doesn't appeal to me. But at least he was trying to come up with something like that made some type of sense, like long term, and everything of why he was acting that way and his motivations and everything. Could it have been done in a way that appealed to me more? Sure, but like, credit to the guy for doing that shit. Because I'm kind of with you on Darby. Is like I again think the world of Darby as a worker, love his creativity and stuff. Thinks he does. I think he makes some cool shit, whatnot. But a lot of that stuff is just like, all right, like just not really up my alley.
Yeah, it's not for us.
Yeah.
Like, I even go as far with that with Jeff Hardy, bro. Like, he's never been my guy because that's not what I relate to,
Yeah.
But that's one of the important things I think about being a wrestling fan, or dare I say critic, whatever the fuck that means. It's like understanding that because it isn't for you, that doesn't mean it's not for someone out there. Right. And Darby and Jeff being great examples of wrestlers that were for major audiences, major sectors of the wrestling audience. Just because I don't relate, like, it's, it doesn't mean it's a miss. Whiskey Dick, it should be on high spots. You can probably rent just the Egos Amigos for like a few bucks. But honestly, you're probably best to just like get like a month of high spots because it isn't very much, and there's a lot of good. You can get all of the Egos Amigos for Kingston on there. It's very good. What we got here? I saw saying, yes, the devil with memory loss. That's very funny. What do you think of Booker's comments about Black? I mean, Booker's just, he just hasn't got a particularly great mind for it, I don't think. I really don't. I know that it's partly the bootlicker stuff that everyone loves saying, and I get that's a meme now, but it's also like, I just don't think he thinks about what he's saying. Like he's just, not everyone in wrestling is going to have a good mind for wrestling. Some people are just good at knowing them. Frankly, a lot of his instincts I found to be puzzling throughout his career. So I just sort of go, yeah, Booker doesn't really know what he's talking about. It's fine.
Booker is an idiot.
Yeah. It doesn't. It doesn't surprise me. I get why people make a bigger, elaborate point about what he's. I guess I'll put it this way, guys. I think sometimes Twitter overcomplicates how he's thinking, and they think he's trying to force a narrative or do something sinister. I just think Jeremy's probably correct. He's just a bit of an idiot, to be honest. I don't really put a lot of merit or weight into his analysis of professional wrestling, and I think anyone that does at this point is sort of, they're kind of ignoring the stuff he says because he never seems to be on point about anything. Yeah. You get what I'm saying, though, right? It's like sometimes things are more simple than they seem, and I don't think he's feeding any fed narratives as much as he's just like, he ain't really got much to say.
Right. All right. We got to book a couple more segments here, Joseph. Let's get through this.
Okay. You asking me to book something?
I don't know. Let's see. I'll do something with Fiend Doink here.
Good. You do that.
Yeah. Well, I think we just keep doing like magic shit. Okay, what do we do? Tag title match set. Oh, Stoke debuted last week. I don't even remember how I set up the tag title match. I think they were doing magic, and then it was a hologram of like Cross and Doink and everything. Some stupid.
Did we talk about Drake yesterday? Our man kids bringing up Drake, and I'm thinking, did we do that on air or was that off air?
No, we did that on air. Drake and Pusha. Yeah, we did that.
Yeah. That was good. Yeah, I like talking about that.
Yeah, that was much more fun than talking about this shit. Okay. I'll do. We're gonna do the New Day spoofing the Doink Cows, because at least I know this segment will rate well, and then it'll end with. Well, we're gonna do a bullshit gimmick ending on this. Okay. It's gonna end with the lights going out in the house. And then that's I don't know. Fuck. I don't know.
What about the lights go out and it's like a mystery what actually just happened to the spoof, and then you cut to Sherlex and Stokes looking at the screen, and he's like, "You see the stuff that goes on around here?"
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But then I thought we kind of did something similar to that when we first set up this match. But I guess Stoke wasn't there. And so now it kind of, I guess it'll like bring it back. So yeah, that's good. We can do that.
There you go. All right. Mox and Kingston should feud with Scorpio and Ethan. That'd be great. I would like that.
Wait, do we think? I don't know if we've like fully talked about this. Like Renee's due in a week or two. Do we think Mox is just like taking that time off?
Yeah, I think there's a very good chance. There's a reason they saved Omega and Kingston as a singles. I think that could actually be. I've got a feeling that could be the first match on the road. I really do, because Kingston is so over, and it's like he's one of those characters you can beat in that setting with some bullshit. I feel like people are like, yeah, sure, let's go, Eddie. That makes sense to me. I think Mox will leave him for a bit, and then somehow maybe one of the new free agents becomes like new backup for King while you wait for Mox. But it also wouldn't surprise me, bro, if Mox is just like, oh fuck it, that's a couple times a week. I think he's hard to predict him, clearly. Joe, you excited for Mysterio's versus the Uso, bro? That's going to be killer. I'm super excited. I love their match with Street Profits. I actually went out way to watch it. I didn't watch the pre-match promo because, I'm not an insane person, but I watched the match. And I'll watch that very much. It's just the way they set up, like, the Street Profits music hit, and I was like, oh sweet, they're going to start with a match, and then they just like stood in front of each other, and I was like, why are we? It just frustrates me, Jeremy.
Joseph.
The presentation stuff gets under my skin.
Joseph, you know what I like about the Street Profits?
They bring the swag like nobody can.
Yeah, they don't mean to brag. What about it? Yeah.
I feel like bringing the swag like nobody can is a brag. No? That feels like they're bragging to me.
They don't mean to, Joseph. They don't mean to brag about it. They might.
They're a really good team. But there is still an element to them. And again, let me reiterate, they are a very good team, and Angelo Dawkins has got a lot better, but there is still very much like a weird... There's just a difference when one guy's in the ring from the other. You know, like it's just a different vibe. Like, Dawkins is good, but he's teaming with someone that's like a natural in every facet, and it's stark. Like, it's very obvious when you watch them as a team. So that's something that alarms me for their future. But I think Montez Ford could be like a big star for them. So maybe that'll happen.
He won't do anything for 10 years, and a decade from now, they'll finally put the title on him. They'll be like, man, look how far he's come. Just kept grinding, kept going. It shows. Just pursue your dreams, everybody. It'll happen one day.
Maybe. How old is the Montez Ford? Here we go. I feel like he's one of the younger guys on the main roster. He is. He's, where we're at, 31. Okay.
There you go. So, if in 10 years, it'd be 41. Perfect time to give him his first world title win.
Guys, who's the youngest guy on the main roster? Does anyone know?
Damian Priest.
It's intriguing. I'd like to know. Okay. Alright, Montez Mania. Yeah, 2034. Dominic. Yeah, Dominic's the guy.
The Miz.
The Miz, yeah. Also very young.
Alright, we need to book 5 more minutes. What are we doing here? Do we want to do just like a
Is Kelly working
match?
this weekend? Is the Kelly working?
I mean, she can. We can just throw her in a match against somebody. Doesn't matter.
Do we need another match or another promo? What do we need here?
We've only got 2 matches, so I feel like we're good.
Okay, is there anyone we can give a win to that's working this weekend?
Yeah, just like a squash win.
Yeah.
What if we just do like a Sid squash? Like,
I like that. Yes, I like that a lot.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if
Sid working on
I don't even know if Sid's working this weekend. What if we have Sid win the Larry Steve Memorial Battle Royal?
But Larry Steve's gonna win that.
Nah, it'd be better if Sid wins it, last eliminating Larry Steve. Major heel heat.
But isn't he like? How do we know about this? Is she on board with this? Have we established on screen that Larry Steve is Alexis Pig, or we just said it's called the Larry Steve Battle Royal?
We just said it's called. I don't think we know. Larry Steve is like not actual like canon in our show.
Okay.
Like, I think Sid wins it. Larry Steve comes out. He comes out 29th. I know that we're not having 30 people in this fucking thing. It's gonna be a rumble. It's gonna be a rumble, Joseph.
Right.
We're gonna call it the Larry Steve Memorial Pulled Pork Rumble, and he's gonna come out.
Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that.
He's gonna come out 29th, and people think that's the last entrant because we're not gonna announce how many people are in this thing. So he's gonna come out last. And he's going to be the last person standing in this match. It's like, oh, Larry Steve has won the Larry Steve Pulled Pork Rumble. And then Sid just comes out and just, like, tosses him and just gets major heel heat from this.
But Sid's like... We're kind of making Sid, like, sympathetic almost. Until Alexa obviously, fucks him over. And then he's, like, back to being a lunatic, right? So it's difficult. Because remember, okay, Sid... Like, he actually likes Alexa.
Yeah.
But Britt has got him so, like, in the palm of her hand that when she asks him, he's just sort of bullied into marrying her. But then Alexa will have revealed that she's just using softball to pull Sid from Britt to destroy the family, to destroy the balls. So that then, I don't know who Alexa's friends with after that. I guess Nia Jax, because she marries her. Not married, I mean, like, she allows them to marry her and Bob. There's a lot of layers here, Jeremy. It's difficult to keep up with.
Okay. Sid comes out at the end, and it's a comedy of errors. of what happens. We don't get the heel heat on Sid by having him toss. He just comes out at the end and they like embrace, and then Larry Steve is just like giving Sid his moment and just eliminates himself, and Sid ends up winning that way.
That's tremendous. That's so great.
That way, Sid, it's like, they're embracing and everything. It's all good. It's a pig. He's stupid. He doesn't know. Just leaves. Wants to give Sid his moment. All right.
It's like a curtain call moment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Sid beats the Kiss Demon. 3-minute squash. Whatever. Domination. All right.
Heard about a main roster career? It's a good question. Heard about a main roster career? Samoa Joe or Finn Balor?
What was the question?
Riley asked, who had a better main roster career? Samoa Joe or the Finn Balor? Because Finn at
least has like a title win. Granted, it lasted.
It feels like as weird as this sounds though, that Joe was like more often at the top of the card.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because other than the Brock program, they kind of like locked Finn into the mid card after he came back.
Right.
They never went back to him really. I would honestly say, like, as dumb as it sounds, he didn't win the title when he had like 80 shots. Joe had a pretty good run as a top heel. Like he wrestled for the belt fucking hundreds of times,
Yeah.
Which is an old school WWF run almost, because that, like back in the olden days when there was a babyface factory, that's what heels would do. So I don't know.
We need some type of angle between these two matches. It can just be whatever. Oh, what if? Okay, I got it. We're gonna do Captain Booty Pro and Curry Man. They're just like talking. They're just bullshitting backstage, and they're like big trailer premiere on Sunday.
Yes, indeed. Couldn't we get SP3 today, or is he not answering messages after last night's Lakers?
I don't know. You can DM SP3 somebody.
I'm gonna be honest, man.
Let's talk about this.
My big takeaway from last night wasn't even the Lakers. It was just like Portland bummed me out, and you warned me, but I don't know, man.
That team's just not good, man. Like that team is just not good. Like I knew they had a chance, and especially after game one, like I knew they had a chance because of Dame. Like Dame is just tremendous, and I mean that game 5 performance is like all time. It sucks that they lost because people are just gonna remember the loss, but that game 5 performance was all time shit. Dude, they were up big in the first half at home and everything, but that defense has been bad all season. And I mean, the Nuggets might not have Murray, but their offense is still good enough to like really exploit the defense, and that's exactly what happened. And Dame, like McCollum is just very inconsistent. Nurkic just is a shell after his injury. Covington, Melo, these guys are just, they are kind of who they are at this stage of their career and everything. Norman Powell, like I think he was good for them in the regular season, he didn't show up too much in the playoffs, did he? Like,
I don't know. I was looking at after that story we talked about the other day with Jimmy Butler, I was wondering, do you try to lure the Pat Riley in a sense that you just say, like, you try and put together a package for Jimmy Butler, and the idea is you're giving him picks, you're giving him, I mean, they haven't got a bunch of talent, I get that, but you just try and sell him on the idea that, listen, man, you don't want to have to pay Jimmy Butler that $50 million, let us do it. Because Miami is not the sort of market that needs to be desperate with these things. Players want to play in Miami. They love it there, Do you want to pay Jimmy Butler $50 million at 36 years of age? I wouldn't. But Portland, if you want to make this thing work with Dame, I feel like you need some sort of elite wing. I don't know. Or I look at maybe it's hard because a lot of the star players, they feel so sheltered from such a trade offer. But it's like, you need a wing, don't you? That's what you really need. Like, this thing of a scoring backcourt is cool and all, but like, it just is clearly not the answer. And you're going to need to give up CJ to get whoever you're going to get, just purely from money point of view.
I mean, I think you got to give up CJ not even just money. Like, yes. I just don't think, like, one, that's your most tradable asset, and two, like, it's just, at this point, you've tried with these two. It's not going to work. Neither of them can defend. Like scoring backcourt can work. Like, I mean, look, Stephen Clay are great, but at least Clay defends. Like McCollum doesn't defend anybody, and Dame's not a great defender either. So
Right.
like they've got to give up McCollum. I just don't know what his value is. Like obviously he's a great scorer, but he's an inconsistent great scorer, and he's not going to add much defensively. It's tough.
Unless you attach picks and other assets, you're going to get a worse player back for CJ.
Yeah, you've got to. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, so here's a deal, and I don't know if this helps anybody, but here's a deal I talked about with my friend. Dude, I think Porzingis is like checked on Dallas. Like, I don't know if he's like, you know, you've heard the reports that him and Luka just it ain't really working and everything. And the only thing with Porzingis is like maybe you just sell like he's just kind of checked out and everything, and like the framework is essentially McCollum for Porzingis, and if you're Portland, you just hope that Porzingis actually has something left in the tank. But that's like a risky deal because if he's actually as washed as he looks like he is, like that's a major downgrade.
I wouldn't want to do it. I get what you're saying, and I'm all for just changing things because it seems so stagnant.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Porzingis just seems kind of like an asshole. His defense is awful. He's not going to help in that regard. At least with CJ, it's like he's a good enough player that you're going to be in the playoffs every year. Like, I don't know, man. I think it could be a bottom out move. I get it because of the potential, but it's like it's risk reward with Porzingis, right?
It is 100%. And that's why...
Because he could also get hurt, too. Like, he has a lot of issues in that regard. So there's a lot of things going against him, unfortunately.
Yeah, Greg mentions CJ for Paul George. Like, that's honestly possible depending on what Kawhi does. Like, if Kawhi leaves, then if you're the Clippers, like, you're just going to ride with Paul George as your main star with no future picks or anything. Like, it feels like at that point you are just better off of like, all right, yeah, let's make this trade, get some picks back and everything. Even if Kawhi like decides to come back, if they lose tonight and they're out in the first round and Kawhi stays, are you gonna run back this duo again? Like,
but then like I don't know, man. Like Paul George going to the team that like clowned him and they had that weird like, I don't know, like the league is in a really interesting position in the sense that every team appears to have like star that they're desperate to hold on to, right? Almost every team. And you end up in this situation where it's like if you have one of those players, obviously Paul George is better than CJ, but if you have one of those players that the book has been wrote on them, you know, like people know they don't trust him in the playoffs, they don't trust him on defense, whatever it may be for that individual player, you end up looking at it and going, okay, it makes sense to move this guy on and freshen things up, but at the same time, you're going to get a worse player back.
Yeah.
So it's like with the Clippers, obviously, being reasonable and looking at it in a vacuum, you say, if we lose tonight, Paul George has got to be the head that rolls, right? He has to be. But then it's like, you're not going to get a better player than Paul George, really, are you? You're going to get depth. Do you want more just... I don't know.
Well, it depends.
I must admit, in defence of Paul George, I think their issue is very much cultural. I really do.
Yeah.
And he doesn't help, but I don't know if a trade would help either. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of it hinges on Kawhi and what he ends up doing. Because if he leaves... then if they lose tonight, actually, I'm not sure how much hinges on Kawhi because okay, if he leaves, then are you going to roll with Paul George as your top guy? And if he comes back, are you going to roll with the same duo that blew a 3-1 lead and then got bounced in the first round the year after? So and you're right, Paul George is the guy. Like you're not trading Kawhi if he decides to come back. So you're going to trade Paul George. But if you're going to trade Paul George, you're not going to get a better player back unless you get like... Here we go, Joseph. You ready for this one?
Ben Simmons?
No, I don't know. I'm not going Sixers. I think Sixers are fine with that. You ready?
Thank you. Yeah. Al Horford?
Paul George for Bradley Beal.
Oh, you're trying to put Russ in the thing.
Russ and George and Scott Brooks. It's the OKC, the dream team in Washington.
Okay, so now in saying that, here's an interesting point. If you can, do you mortgage your future if you can somehow get Beal next to Dame?
So that was where I was going next. Is like, yeah, CJ and Beal. I mean, if you can get Beal, like you have to, right? Because you got to keep Dame happy. I know Dame has said like, oh, I want to stay, I want to stay, I want to stay, but like he also wants to win, and so you've got to do something around him that's going to help him win.
Yes.
So yeah, you've got to trade whatever you have, and if you can get Beal, like that's the move. If I'm Portland, I would 100% try to make, and I think that's the move that makes the most sense as far as what seems to be feasible at this moment.
He's so good, Joe. Like, honestly, he is a guy that just gets his own. I understand that, but watching him score when we were so able to, help off others. But Beal is just a bucket. Like, it's like taking CJ and just, doing the stat bar thing on a video game, just going like that and putting it to the end of the bar. Like, he does everything CJ does to an extraordinary, and he's even a better defender, I think, at this point, when he wants to be.
Yeah.
The problem with Beal is he knows that team is shitty, and he doesn't. And that's why I like him in Portland, is because nothing else, Dame appears to be a great leader internally. I think Bradley Beal would benefit from being trusted to just be like, you're the scorer. And obviously alongside Dame, that's hilarious fault, right? He's the scorer, but he kind of is. Like, it's a weird one. Paul George is also, though, he's a guy that you look at and say, he also needs to go somewhere where the culture's set. So I don't know what the situation is. I guess the next sort of natural conversation to have is, do we think there is a chance Dame is done in Portland? I don't know.
What's his contract? He signed a big deal, didn't he?
Yeah, he's locked in.
Yeah. Dude, they can't trade him. Like, and right. Obviously, if he demands out, then what are you gonna do at that point? But no, if he says he's happy and he wants to say he just needs to see changes, then you've got to make changes to. It's a very much a Westbrook situation in OKC where he signed the big deal and everything, and it's like, all right, well, he's locked in. What can we do around him to make this team better?
Yeah.
And that's when they went out and they got George and they got Melo, and then they kept George and everything, and then it fell apart. But like, they weren't trading Westbrook. So if Dame is there and he says he wants to stay, you've got to make the moves necessary to add the pieces around him to really make it work. The thing about the NBA is too, is like we're talking about these guys of, okay, we kind of know Beal is on the block. We know Kawhi can be a free agent. Maybe Butler, if Miami's looking at like, I don't know about paying this guy. There's always that one dude that like you're just not thinking of that just becomes maybe not even available, but he's just pried out of there because it's just so under the radar. Like no one thought Paul George was leaving OKC. He was like, huh? I remember getting a text message from my friend at like 2 a.m. He's like, dude, George just got traded. Like, what? There was no talk of any of that stuff. Like that's what happens in the NBA.
Yes.
Is like there's always that one dude that can just get traded at a moment's notice, and it's a big time star, and you just don't see it coming. So there's probably somebody out there that we're just not thinking of that could be dealt.
No, absolutely, and that's why I think Dame's in. I'm totally with what Elmate Kid's saying. Like we all admire the way Dame has carried himself, leading a small market team, and we all do. What makes him interesting though is when we talk about these tier 2 players or tier 3 perhaps in a CJ's case, it's like, okay, we understand it's going to be hard to. Dame Lillard is a level of player that would open up legitimately 90, like almost every star in the league would suddenly be open for a trade talk because Dame's on the board.
Yeah.
It's like if your team, you could be really happy with your team, and if Portland pick the phone up and say, "What's your interest in Dame Lillard?" Suddenly you go, "Well, everyone's available," but like he's just an interesting one to talk about. Look, I think we all would hope. I think we all have our teams, and then most of us second up after that is like, let's hope Dame gets what he needs to get in Portland. I really believe that. I mean, he's one of the most popular players in the league.
Personally,
but you want to see him in the action. Like it's a bummer. We have to remember here, folks. This is not a team that's a player away. They lost to an injured Denver team.
Yeah,
a very good Denver team missing their premier perimeter scorer. It's just not good enough, is it? Like you can't ignore that truth.
Personally, Joseph, I think Dame would be a great second option next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah,
that's
Al Horford in a second.
Yeah.
Yep. Just running out there. Nurkic at the 4, Horford at the 5. Just run it back, brother.
Actually, Dame would be great as a third option next to Poku and Shai. So,
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
I like that better. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
more balance to that.
Yes, I think that'd be great for Dame.
There you go.
I don't think.
LeBron was kind of rough last night. Bills Mafia said, "Liquid, bro." He was kind of brutal last night. He kind of phoned it in.
Dude, I
mean,
I definitely think he phoned it in to an extent. But I also I just don't know. I don't know if he's just like not that dude anymore. I think that's part of it. I also think like it's been a long 12 months for this guy. Like it's been a brutal year for the turnaround. You know, Lakers fans will use the turnaround excuse, but like there's some validity to that, and that roster. Like you know LeBron when he's like not happy with a roster is just like he ain't fucking with it. Like he's just gonna check out of some games.
He kind of sulks.
Yeah, very, very much. And once Davis was done, like LeBron looked at that roster and was like, we ain't winning this shit. So
I have a quick. We're going to get back to booking in a moment, folks. But I have one last question. How much money does Andre Drummond make next year, and who pays it to him?
Somebody's gonna pay it. Robert O'Neill's in the chat. Somebody's gonna pay that money to Drummond, right? There's some stupid team out there.
Did he get on the floor last night? He was there. He's finished. It's done, Jeremy. There's no way. It has to, like mid-level at most. Surely the guy sucks, man.
He's not good.
Surely
he's not good. Here's one for you, Joseph. That could change the trajectory of a team.
Oh God.
Chris Paul's opting out. He's even a free agent.
He's wild for that, but yeah, I'm with it.
Is he? Like, I think a lot depends on. I mean, technically he does. He says he's opting out and everything, but like until that moment comes, like dude, if Chris Paul gets injured in God forbid, like if he gets injured in these next coming weeks and everything, you really think like he's gonna opt out? No, he's gonna take that fucking money. But let's stick with what he's saying for right now. He's opting out. I think a lot depends on how the Suns do, because he's obviously winding down his career. If the Suns lose to the Nuggets, like maybe he just doesn't see this team as like, all right, they're good, not great. You know, where can I go to? Do I go to LA and be with LeBron and Davis, take less money? The man's made plenty of money in his career. Like, does he take less money to go there and be with that team? Does he? I don't know if he goes back to the Clippers at this point. I don't think he likes Ballmer after everything that happened. But you know, does he take less money to go elsewhere to a team that can win as a free agent? Like, I think he changes the trajectory of a good number of teams that could obviously use him to either get over the hump or stay relevant.
Based on how he would talk about that player option before, it appears the only reason he would be declining it is to get a bigger pack of cash in terms of years. You know, I think as much as it's great and he would love to win a ring, I think he's very intent on making the money he's supposed to make. You know, I like the idea, and he obviously would be an absolute game changer if you could get that guy for less money because he just wants to win. But like, I think if he declines that thing, it's because the franchise has told him they're willing to pay him, you know, like basically a full max, which is insane for a guy of his age. But you have to, you know this better than anyone, Jeremy, because you saw it yourself. But like, these last 2 years, he has done such a rewriting of the narrative around his name.
Yeah.
That there are so many franchises that will look at him and say, well, he's the answer to winning.
Yes.
And a lot of the franchises just want to win again. You know, so I think that's the only reason he declined, is if he knows he's going to get a huge amount of money.
Now, I tend to lean that way too. Yeah, I think part of it does depend on how the season ends for the Suns, and another part obviously will depend on Paul's actual mindset of, okay, do I feel like taking less and going to a franchise that's going to win? Because like, he's still going to get paid. If a team's going to pay him, he's still going to get paid. Or I'm with you of that, like, these last 2 seasons, everyone saw what I did in OKC, everyone saw what I did in Phoenix. There's going to be a team with cap room that is going to be, all right, max deal, 4 years, whatever, like, whatever you want, Chris, just come in here and change the culture and everything. And he might look at that, even if it's a team like I don't know, who has a shitty culture and just always loses. A team like Detroit, and Detroit might have some money. They're just gonna throw it at him. Like Detroit, even with Chris Paul, that's not a competitive team.
Right.
But if he's just like, yeah, give me 4 years, let me extend my money making window here, and that's
the
what
Knicks,
I'll do.
bro. It's the Knicks are gonna give him like 4 years, and he's gonna like first game tear his arm off his body, and like he's, it's just like it's a lot because that's the position for them, right? I know that Rose obviously was good, but like they started Peyton initially,
yeah.
So they'll probably look at it and is Randall? He needs to get paid now, right?
I don't know what Randall's contract is. I'll look it up.
Okay, that's close. I love when we do this when we don't actually book. We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes, Jeremy.
I know, that's fine.
Say it's fine.
Yeah, he got paid by the Knicks. He's a free agent in 2022, so he's got another year left on his deal.
Okay. That's a hard one to value when that comes up. If he plays like he did in this year's playoffs in the postseason, that's very scary.
Yeah, and if you're Randall, you're obviously not negotiating a big extension now. So you want to just go into next season, hope you just continue to play well, and then hope you play better in the playoffs.
Yes. Okay. Should we run this show,
Yeah,
John?
let's run this show. Let's book the pay-per-view and get out of here. I'm sure we won't talk a bunch in between. Look at this. Not even Naya's been elevated here.
Of course, man. That's what they do.
Oh, Britt inventing a new catchphrase as well. Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh,
what a fool.
This was a great, great start to the show. And then that's fine. I mean, it's Sid's out here with a B. I mean, what do you want him to do?
Impressive.
Yeah. It was a 3-minute squash. All right, it's fine. There we go. The GOAT, Dan Bryan.
Boom.
Turn around.
Lanny's not bad.
Nah, Lanny's C-.
He's fine.
It's not bad at all.
I mean, when he was a youngster, he was a good pro wrestler, but here, obviously, he's an old WCW man, so.
Right, easy there.
There you go.
A little bit worried about this main event here. Oh, wow.
Fair.
Big E bringing it with the B+.
Dude, it will never not pop me when it says that Paul, he was exhausted. It's just such a great fall. It's like Paul just in gear, like trying to... Oh, that's great.
Yeah, shut up, Kurt.
There you go.
Alright, and then a little B segment to close the show. It's a good show.
Yeah, I mean, the Stalker, obviously, we knew that was a bit of a stretch. Yeah. So B, I'll take that every time.
Yeah, it's a good show. B+, strong.
Wow, that's one of our best shows, I think.
Yeah. That's what happens when we just do basketball talk for 20 minutes in between it.
Which wrestling promotion is most likely in their creative meetings to just talk about the NBA for 30, 40 minutes? Which one do you think is most likely?
Isn't the answer just AEW?
Probably, I guess.
I don't know. Well, I mean, who's in those meetings? Cody ain't talking basketball. The Bucks maybe a little bit.
Imagine he was, though.
Kenny ain't talking
the Bucks
basketball.
Might. Yeah, the Bucks may.
Yeah. Tony talk about anything.
Yeah, he's excited about everything too.
Yeah. If King is in there, he's talking Knicks.
Yeah. Just talking shit as well, just nothing but shit.
Yeah.
He challenged Trae Young to fight him. Did you see this? It's amazing stuff. Day of his biggest match of his career, and he's like out there challenging an NBA player fighting.
Alright, good on Kenny Omega for winning Murphy's Award.
Yes, exactly that. Okay. At least we did a good TV show. I mean, we didn't actually like book for most of the hour, but at least it was a good show that we did, you know.
What's our long match here, Kelly?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. It did pop me, Bills Mayfield, when Eddie was like, that man's, his hairline or saying, someone goes, your teammate is John Moxley. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. That's a good point. Moxley's so awesome and so cool that you actually actively ignore the fact that his hair is like falling off his head. It's very, it misses me. Hunter talking basketball, imagine.
Oh God, imagine. He's a Sixers fan, Joseph.
Oh fuck him. That's awful. That's so just crushing for me.
He's a Sixers fan.
He's gonna ring the bell, bro. It's actually gonna happen, and it's gonna be so.
Is he?
Yes, he's definitely going to, yeah.
Man.
And then Embiid will probably be in his sweats because he won't be playing because he's actually got a real injury. They're pretending it's a fake injury. And they'll, do the suck it together while I have to watch Ben play at center and pass out of the fucking paint 100 times. You know, it's fine. It'll be fine. I'm very worried about his Hulk series without Embiid because I don't trust Embiid's actually going to get on the floor. I really don't. I don't know.
They'd be wise because he's technically day to day, right? Obviously, you want to play the first couple of games, see how you do without him and everything, and then just hope that you can win in 5 or 6. Give them these extra days and like give them the series, and then have them back for the Bucks or the Nets.
I don't know, man. And look, at the end of the day, we've got the first 2 games at home, and I do think even without Embiid, we're a formidable team at home. You know what I mean? Like, especially against the Hawks. Against the Nets, that's different. But against the Hawks, we're still a team people don't want to play. Like, it's tough. You know, the crowd gets all fired up. They play hard defense. But they're just not really got any offense without Embiid because their offense is dribble up the court and post up Embiid. You know, it's not like a sort of some motion or flow off. I mean, it's just you just go up, post him up. That's it. Hunter's extent of talking any sports is him asking who he can force to hold the WWE Championship. It's a great comment.
Very true.
Wow, good show there from NXT, huh?
War Games. What a main event. They didn't even do a War Games match. Cowards. All right, who's Impact's contract coming up, Joseph? Do you think it's the Machine Gun, Carl Anderson?
Oh, if it is, he's the new killer. He's the new killer. Oh, no.
I thought he's in WWE.
That's how long we've been doing this, Jeremy.
Yeah, shit. Fuck off, Paul Heyman. These complaints. Okay. All right, pay-per-view. Here we go, Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
Big show. This is the last show we'll book because we'll probably talk more shit during it. So.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right.
I did just see the Mike Scott era, bro. When Mike Scott checks into playoff games at this point, it's like just taking my heart and just like putting it on the side of the table and being like, well, here we go. See what happens. It's not fun. I love Mike Scott. He's just, it's like, there's them guys at the end of the rotation in playoff games that like they sometimes play, sometimes don't, and when they do, it's a very much a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
Anything could happen.
Yes. All right.
Here we go.
Main event. Oh, let's just add pre-booking.
Damn. Bob O'Neill's dropping. I'm sorry to hear that. It's in the chat.
Fair. All right, Moxley and Stalker world title. What are we giving this? 15?
Give him 20. Let's give him 20. Let's let Barry go. Let's let him roll back the years.
Oh, boy. A little bit worried about that one.
This match would be killer if Barry was 10 years younger.
Yeah. All right, Big E and Shane.
This one doesn't need 20. I mean, he can get 10, though, right? We give them that for singles, so...
Yeah, and they said Heyman was exhausted.
Yeah. Here, right?
Do what?
Do you remember what the finish is here, or what the angle is here?
Oh, Steph is going to be there, right?
Yes, so we need to do a pre-match where Paulie's like, she's coming tonight. Like, we're definitely going to win.
Yeah.
And then, Shane's in the ring working, and he's like waving her over, and she sits down, and the crowd's like, holy shit, that's Stephanie. Shane sees it's Stephanie, is shocked, then tags out so he can go and flirt with his own sister. That's what we're doing here. Then Paulie gets pinned.
I don't even know that Paulie needs to lose.
This rules.
Alright, let's book the pre-match angle.
Imagine the crowd's reaction to this. Like, it's just unreported that Stephanie and Shane have both left the World Wrestling Federation. Mate, that's the one thing we don't consider when we're booking this stuff. I mean, like, what are the dirt sheets saying about us,
Dude, we run a tight ship around here, so...
We sure do.
Yeah, we don't... If O'Neil doesn't report it, then it's not out there. And O'Neil, like, his well has run kind of dry lately. He hasn't been reporting anything, so...
Yeah. Since Zeus went off to film that movie and we let him go, since then it's been less leaks to O'Neil.
Yeah, so... Alright, Dan Bryan. This should be a long match, right?
I mean, in real life, but on this, Bob sucks. I still think we need to give it like 15, 20 because it's Dan Bryan, but it's a shame. It is definitely something Paul Lee would book. Paul Heyman is who I'm paying homage to very much with that bullshit with Shane and Paul Lee himself. So, it makes sense, right? Because what we could do is, because he's in the angle, it's like people are going to just assume he's booking it, right?
Yeah.
They're just going to assume, oh, Paul's at it again. And then when he quits, inevitably, we'll just blame him.
Okay. I think we want to do Tainted. Yeah, because that's DQ. Okay, that's fine. Our Tainted one. All right.
Okay. It's looking great. I've not seen Dark Side yet, Ray. I have been told that it will not be an easy fight for my weekly Dark Side motherfucker, though. So I may give that a miss this week. Apparently, it's very heavy. What are you gonna do?
What was the finish on this match?
Britt Baker wins.
That was it?
I think we should tease. No, I think we should tease Alexa doing the right thing, and then she just doesn't do anything. You know?
Okay. So
that's what we should do.
We'll call it a distraction on Nia.
Yeah. It'll basically be like ref bump. There's a gimmick in the ring, and Alexa's at ringside, and she's like, "What to do? What to do?" And then she just drops the belt, say, and Britt picks it up and hits Nia. You know, and she has to just sort of watch it.
Okay.
It's theatre. You know, it's a morality play.
Right. What's our cold open? I think the cold open should have something to do with Alexa and Larry Steve.
Okay. What do you mean? What do you want to do with
I
that?
don't know. We just gotta tie this together here. We gotta somehow. We're doing this battle royal. We haven't mentioned it once. Like that's just gotta.
I mean, like, how much can you? It's a pig, aren't it? Do you just start with like a reel with photos of the pig? That could be good. The pig did rule. Let's just do the coolest pictures of Larry Steve. That'd probably be our best segment. Let's do that. I don't know how you rate it.
Just Alexa entertainment. It's like an Alexa voiceover.
Yeah, that would fucking rule. That'd be the best thing we've booked. Yeah, let's do that. You see, like, Bud Murph was like, you know, that damn me a heel on Total Divas. Oh, like, man, they really try to cut a dude's dick off on that show. I'm like, wow.
Alright, that's the opener. We have the tag team title match.
That's the opener.
Yeah, we start off with
It sure is.
the Larry Steve tribute.
Tonight we pay tribute to one of the titans of our sport.
Alright.
Oh fuck! Look at Cross, man. Look at Cross.
They're retaining the belts. Cross is winning.
Sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that.
If New Day wins, like, alright, New Day. No, they're the Doink Clean. No, actually, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sports entertainment finish. We're gonna piss everybody off with this finish. It's just gonna be. It's gonna be. The lights are gonna go down. Everybody is just gonna be out of the ring. Get over it, Woods. I'll actually like protect you. I don't need Woods like being a dick. Okay. The lights are gonna go down, right? Because we're gonna continue to tie in the Sherlex stuff. Lights are gonna go down. When they come back up, Stoke is gonna be in the middle of the ring, just like making faces and shit. Like, huh? Yes. What's happening here? And then Sherlex is gonna come out, and he's gonna be like, "Why? What's going on? Why are you in the middle? Where is everybody?
You motherfucker! You're the killer!"
Yeah, we're gonna create the dissension here between the Sherlex and the Stoke.
Yeah, and then it cuts to Mark Madden at ringside, and he goes, "Can they coexist?" Like that. Oh, imagine Lex coming out and being all like red and angry about this. It was you. That's tremendous.
Ray, I really wasn't. Like, I didn't really do much articles today.
Did you have any scheduled for today that you'd already done, maybe?
Yeah, there was certainly scheduled stuff. Like so the 9, 10, and 11 a.m. spots, those are always scheduled. Like anything that you see go up at those hours, some of that shit was probably written on like Monday.
You know, speaking of the news round and all that, I was amazed at how over our show was this week. Were people that interested in release talk?
I think so, because I mean, I told you our live viewership, I'm pretty sure, was the second best we've ever done, and the first best was the releases. Yeah. I really think like the release talk is something people want to hear about, which I mean,
it's a shame. Yeah. But I think it's I think it's telling as to the stuff we talked about yesterday. I think it really actually explains that well in some ways. You know, like that's just where the conversation's at right now. It's interesting. I don't know. It's a weird time.
Yeah. Our show was very over this week, which was nice. I mean, it's over every week, but
yeah,
this week the numbers were good. All right.
I'd love to see like the viewership stats when we start talking about NBA, wouldn't you?
Oh, I told you, like when O'Neal came on and we started talking hockey, like they just dropped off.
Bro, the Bob O'Neal segment is a legit like ratings murderer. It's like Timothy Thatcher shit, and I just refuse to relent. And you're not even gonna make me. It's like we accept it. It is what it is. You get an hour out of us, and then Bob comes on.
Right. You get exactly like we do an hour of good shit, and then at 4 o'clock it's like, all right, this is when we just do distraction nonsense, right? It's when we shoot our angles or just talk about shit that's not wrestling. Much more fun stuff.
Right. Wow, literally, there's 3 straight comments in the chat where people say it's the speculation as to where everyone's going next, and they're all worded in almost the exact same way, which is one of the weirdest things to think. It's very scary. I think you're right, and I think people enjoy that sort. It's ironic because we all do the sports talk, but I think it's that part of it that people like. It's like free agency, isn't it? The only difference with wrestling is there isn't sort of a dedicated time for it in the season. Instead, it's just like the night before. Sean's like, people are going to lose their jobs tomorrow, and then it's announced, just violently announced, you know, in an instant. So it's a little bit different, but I think that's what it is.
All right.
Okay.
Why do we have 42 minutes left on this show?
Because we've booked like 5 matches.
We got the Battle Royal still.
That'll do it. That'll fill up some time.
We got the trailer. The Fast and Furious trailer premiere.
This is all you, bro. Go ahead, rock it.
It's gonna be like a 7-minute trailer. Because that's what they do with the real movie. Is they do like these long trailers that give away like the entire fucking movie. Yano and Orange Cassidy.
Is this? I mean, I feel like Orange is gonna be super underrated.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he is. It's gonna, which sucks because obviously he's great, but I think Yano's not going to do well either because his popularity in America sucks, and we are based on popularity a little bit too.
I mean, I think with Orange, he's a guy that generally is hard to capture within the TEW stat sort of database, you know?
Yeah.
Because he is, I mean, as much as his work is really good, and that's part of why it works, he actually understands the gig in itself. It is a character.
Right.
And it's hard to capture that, I think.
All right, a 20. Can I not do like the lottery is like we're not doing 30 man. What is 20 man mayhem?
I don't know.
We just can't do like a 30 man lottery. The minimum match time is 56 minutes for that Battle Royal timed entrance.
Sorry to hear that.
So we're not doing that. We'll call it a
just do a rumble.
Yeah.
Just rumble. Do it. Just do a 56-minute rumble. Let's just do it. Who cares? Let's just do it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? It's a bad match. Oh, shocker. You know.
All right, 30 minutes. I don't know if
it's a science experiment.
I don't know if we have 30 people that need to be in this match.
The women can be in it too.
All right.
It's for Larry.
Yeah, I agree. All right, exclude booked. Okay, Horowitz. Alexa can't be in it, right?
No.
All right, I'm gonna go with people that we need sort of in the match.
Look at this fucking lineup. The crowd initially is like, okay, this seems cool. We're like, you know, Larry Stevens a cool follow on Instagram, and then by the hour mark, it's like, oh god, like, this is a lot. Just every time they do like the 10, 9, and there's just a shitty wrestler, another shitty wrestler.
Oh, we might have enough to pull this off.
Of course, man. Look at this lineup. Wow. The van. Okay.
All right, we got to get Wesley Hansen and Tim Storm in this. So who can we remove? I think we remove Kelly, kind of protect
I agree.
her. So we get Tim Storm. Who else can we remove? It's not that big of a deal.
I don't know. Like,
Wesley Hansen.
Sid's obviously got to be in. I don't know if Tim Storm should be in it because he's like Kelly's manager.
Okay.
Let's take him out and put Wesley in, and then we're fine.
Okay.
Wesley's got to be in it because that's Larry's dad, right?
All right, so it's got to be 56 minutes. We're going to go an hour.
Great match. It's a great match.
Hour long.
It's a spectacle.
Sid wins.
Imagine Dave doing his recap of this match and trying not to be disrespectful to Larry Steve, the pig.
Can we make it a spectacle? We can, right?
And then, like, on Twitter, he gets clipped up and, like, look at this piece of shit. Not happy with the 60-minute Rumble match.
All right, this is a spectacle. The runner-up is Larry Steve.
Factual.
Who gets the most eliminations?
Is there anyone in here we want to push or Al?
No. No.
The van.
The van? Okay. I think Wesley should get the honor of being the Iron Man.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. All right.
Good match.
What are we doing wrong? Are we over our limit? No, we're not over our limit. What happened? It's
probably no storytelling match.
Oh yeah, okay. That is. Oh, I can't make that storytelling because this will be storytelling. Nia and Britt.
The only how many people are not on this show? Show me that analysis screen again. This is tremendous. Look at this thing.
That's it. Do we want to do Kelly against? We should sign some local person. Just have her win. We got to get Billy Kay on the show somehow. Let's have Billy Kay do the voiceover for the Larry Steve tribute.
Yeah, okay, that works.
All right.
Let's just do a Tim Storm like Kelly segment.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do that.
Okay.
We'll do Tim and Kelly watching tape, and we can't see what they're watching, and Tim's explaining the Royal Rumble 1992 because she's Flair, right?
Yes.
And then the camera pans, and it's the Larry Steve Battle Royal.
Okay.
That's what it is.
All right. That's good.
Alexa commentates like it's a basketball game, and at each elimination she yells "bang."
All right, let's order this show now. Moxley, Stalker at the top. Larry Steve tribute to kickoff. They do Nia and Britt first, because then Alexa's out there.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. What's our co-main? Bryan and Bob? Or the Battle Royal to cool everything down?
Yeah, let's do the Battle Royal.
All right, let's do a Moxley.
So, to be clear, the opening segment is actually like just Billy and Alexa talking for the sake of the game. What does it actually look like now, the opening segment? Or what is it?
What do you mean?
The Larry thing. Like, what does the game see the Larry segment as? Is it Alexa talking or Billy talking?
Oh, it can be both. We can do both, Alexa and Billy. Just like...
I just don't... It's hard to get the game to understand what we're doing there, believe it or not, folks.
All right. Is that good? I mean,
is it good?
Relatively speaking.
Yeah, it looks great, man. No, it's fine. Let's just run it. It's going to be a funny show. Let's run it.
Okay. All right, here we go, folks. What's the name? Death by Distraction.
Indeed.
Big pay-per-view event.
We may actually kill some people in the crowd. Most will just drop dead in the middle of the Rumble.
Dude, the Rumble. Poor Moxley and Stalker. We're doing a 60-minute Rumble, and then they got to go out there for 20 minutes.
They say that when Ali fought Frazier, there was like 3 people that had a heart attack in the crowd. That's what's going to happen in the Larry Steve Royal Rumble.
All right, we're in the Midwest area. Okay, here we go. Here we go, everybody.
Yep, here we go.
It's fine.
What a way to start. A show called Death by Distraction. Oh, good lord.
Not bad. I expected this to kind of be... They have great chemistry. I mean, Nia's at a D+, but Britt...
We can run that back.
Yeah. Britt...
I actually think matches like will get Nia more over than having her win squashes, to be honest.
Right. All right. Not bad. We're off to a strong start here.
It's hard to capture how shitty these two guys are because the New Day just don't have bad matches for us, and like this is about as close as they've got. The finish doesn't help.
Nah, finish wasn't gonna help, but God, Cross and Doink.
It's not ideal.
No, not good at all. Well, what can you do? It's not like we booked it or anything, you know. They had no choice. They had no choice, Joseph. Isn't that what the Fed fans say? There's no choice.
Bob did a great one recently where he goes, you know, ideally it wouldn't be Drew wrestling Bob again, but you need someone to be in the Hell in a Cell match. And I was like, what a shame. What a shame that Peacock forced them to do the Hell in a Cell. I hope you're still here for that, Bob. That popped me very much the other day.
Bryan, so good.
This is worse.
Even Lashley got a C+. Bryan, like, only a B. Like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. Okay.
Still feel like these segments should do better.
Yeah.
I think it's the gimmick and all the stuff. Yeah. This is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. C+.
He was still exhausted, Paul.
I told you he's gonna be exhausted. Dude, he gets exhausted walking to the ring. What are you expecting?
Come on now. He does sweat a lot, doesn't he?
Yes.
He does sweat a lot. This is fair. Someone should send, like, don't tweet him. I mean, like, someone who's in the know in the industry should send Paulie our booking of him and just see what he thinks. I feel like it would pop him. And then next thing you know, he'd open up like a TEW series on Heyman Hustle, and he'd just be like some sort of fucking Sandman rebooks ECW or some shit. It'd be tremendous.
Yeah. Oh, here we go, Joseph. Look at that picture of Tim Storm.
So good.
Here we go.
What a vet.
Big Battle Royal.
Oh, God.
That sounds about right. Look at all these people off their game.
Oh, my God. Imagine what this match... Dude, look at the photos. Just an incredible lineup of talent.
So many people off their game. Sid looked excellent. Thank God.
Wow. Wow, what a match this is. I wonder how early Sid came in. Like, in the game's mind, you know?
Right, yeah.
Just a collection
of
humanity.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No.
Oh, dear. Great setup for our main event, guys. Really nailed it.
No.
People will be actually dead. People are just going to be out in their chairs. Death by distraction.
The trailer has bombed. It's gotten terrible reviews. Oh,
wow.
No.
Wow.
I don't
Amazing stuff.
Not being able to book Yano as like entertainment is gonna be. He doesn't talk, you know. He's Yano. He just like pulls faces and shit. What are you gonna do?
Wow. This Moxley's gonna be very angry at us, I feel.
Oh man. All right.
That's it. Good job, John. Good job.
Yeah.
Because that does affect the game, right? When the crowd is really low.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Oh well. Started good at least.
It did. Thank God for John Moxley. We'll make sure to put him over.
Yep.
What else are we doing?
Tough question.
Well, we'll give Alexa a hug, or her Larry Steve just died. You know.
And Britt Baker, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do something with Britt. Yeah, because Britt was actually great.
Yeah, she carried Nia, so we need to make sure she was pretty.
Alexa comes up and we're like, "Here's a hug. We hope that hour-long match did what you intended it to do." That definitely didn't turn anyone against your cause here, Alexa. So good job.
Oh, we were running against Full Gear too. Oh no.
Oh man. What did they main event with? The question.
Definitely not as good as us.
Full Gear should be like early November. That's disgusting database,
I mean, second week of November. I think
it should be the first week, Jeremy.
Yeah,
come on, it should be the...
Young Bucks against Hardys.
Oh, trash. Man. Mark Madden took like at least 15 shots in that match, right?
Trash. Cool. Nice job running an ROH main event from 5 years ago.
Jericho defeat Hangman again to retain the title.
Poor Hangman. Poor Hangman.
God.
All right, let's get to the... Our buy rate is a .23. I don't know if that was better or worse than we did last time.
Is the game smart enough to know that we were against another pay-per-view?
No, definitely not.
No way, right? No. Our pay-per-view won't be affected.
No. Where's show history? There it is. Okay. All right, so we did .23. What was our last show? They Live. .25. We're down. Buy rate's down. Not good. Moxley on top. Not drawing well.
Oh, man. Dave's already got his think face ready to go.
Attendance was up, though. We put 500 more people in the building.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. That's good news. It was a unique show, right?
Look at all these morale issues. Oh, my God.
Mike Adamle.
Mike Adamle? Where? Oh, yeah, he's an announcer that we have, I think. We just never use him.
We should change that. He's very funny. I mean, it feels mean, though, sort of how funny he is, because it's clear that he had something like actually wrong with his brain. Not ideal, right? It feels like it was an issue. So maybe we shouldn't use him, actually, Jeremy. Maybe we should have never drafted him.
All right, let's get to the next show, but we're not actually going to book this show. All right. Hopefully, we can end on a nice little high note of we can take some talent here. Oh, here we go. New Japan offer. They probably won't, actually sign with us, but fuck off, Paul Heyman.
Just quit, dude. It's just unbearable every week.
Oh, Hiromu's way too good. I don't know what we can do.
Man, there's some stuff you could do, but he's so great that it feels like a waste, right?
We could just bring him in as like a literal time bomb.
Yes, we could do that. In every match, there's like 10 minutes where he explodes.
Dude, Hiromu as the bad guy in the Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah. Yeah, you should probably sign Hiromu.
We'll make an offer.
Surely he's actually good, right?
I mean, he's not gonna have he's gonna have shitty popularity in America. Yeah. Yeah, his performance is like his actual wrestling is good. Dude, his wrestling is actually not as good as it should be. Are you kidding me? Hiromu's like top tier.
Yeah, this is why with my own gimmick I've like just overhauled all stats because I don't know what the puro stat is if he's got a C. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Even hardcore, like you're really telling me he wouldn't be awesome in one of those shitty like stunt matches. I don't know. I don't get it.
His entertainment's strong, but that doesn't help us at all because if we do that, they'll be like, "Oh, language barrier."
Yes, that's not ideal, is it?
No, it's bullshit. Natalya might end up being the villain in the Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, that would be good. That would be very good.
Are we signing Hiromu?
I mean, why not?
What if he's the cat? We just have him be Daryl. He's...
I do think like there's just too many options of him. Yeah. Like that one is obviously outrageous, but you could do it. We've done more crazier stuff.
All right, we will. Whatever you want, Hiromu.
But I also do like your idea of him being just an actual bomb. And like there's 20 minutes. He's declining physically. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes. Oh man. So
How old is he?
Dude, I mean, we can pay him whatever we want, but Japan's gonna offer him a lot more money.
Yeah, because he's actually over there.
Yeah. All right, there.
How old is Hiromu?
31.
Oh god.
Dude, he's got a lot of neck issues though.
Yeah, he's got a lot of miles on the clock, right?
Yeah. That's why he's a bomb. That's
how we'll end the promotion. When we're done, the match will finally go long enough. He just explodes and kills everyone. That's the end of BBW. And it will be the greatest episode of ESPN 30 for 30 ever. What have I told you? There was once a promotion that was built more around pigs, weddings, and bombs than it was professional wrestling.
We gotta sign Natalya. We gotta bring her in. I'm convinced of myself of she's the villain in the Fast and Furious movie now. She's
just extremely like weird and wacky in a way that you can't really ignore if you're BPW, right? Like she just is.
All right, Natalya, you have no offer from anybody else, so of course.
Dude, that's so phony. Like, honestly, people would scoff at this, but if she left, someone in AEW is friends with her. She's friends with everyone. Yeah. You know, she would get a contract wherever she wants to get on.
There. Okay. All right. One more day, Joseph. Let's see if we get another nice little contract here.
Indeed.
It doesn't look like it. Doesn't seem like there's a... Ken Shamrock is in New Japan. Joseph, do we want number 7?
No, we don't. No, we definitely don't want him.
AEW's going. WWE. Oh my God, we have a 4-way bidding war for Hiromu.
We sparked to this shit, man. No, we can't let him get another Japanese star. Stop them.
Oh, we're about to pay Hiromu so much. It's not even being
considered.
What are they
offering?
New Japan's up to 19. WWE's at 18. Oh, AEW's going 22.
TK.
We're going the 10-year deal. 30. Oh, 43. Fuck it. 43.
TK was like, brother, I want that Darby Allin Hiromu, man. Give it to me.
43. Get on that level, everybody.
Wow. Are we still not making any money, by the way?
Not on pay-per-view months, we're not. We're losing money on pay-per-view months. On pay-per-view months, we're making minimal money. But But that's fine. Like Hiromu, it would be fitting if he's going to be the bomb that sets off and kills AEW that his contract causes us to go bankrupt.
What have I told you? There was a wrestling promoter that sacrificed his own life for the sake of a bit. Oh, it's tremendous.
All right, everyone. We're going to close it there. We got a new booking cycle. We're headed towards the end of the year. We got Bryan and Moxley at the end of the year. We at least got that to look forward to. Right,
it does. Look, I think this series has been a great time, but it does feel like when we hit the wedding, it feels like we're on like borrowed time.
Yeah.
You know, because that will be a year of booking.
Yeah,
guys.
that's a lot.
And we appreciate the support, but it has been a lot, and we're deep in at this point. And I don't know if we can top an arc that we set up legitimately like 3 months ago in real life.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot.
Yeah, I think that will be. Are we doing like we do the wedding? Like, does the bomb go off at the wedding?
No, I think we need to. I don't know how it happens yet, but we'll figure out an equally wild way. You know.
Okay.
The next gimmick, Ray. My initial idea. I don't know how like this is now, but my initial idea was we'll do something with Bob and Cass, and we'll get some other people involved to make it. You know, because we do one every 2 weeks. I think we could schedule it. It probably wouldn't be as consistent a schedule as this was at its best, where it's legit every one every 2 Fridays.
Yeah.
But I think the audience, you know, like you guys can always watch on demand and stuff, and it'd be more a case of, can you guys do this day? And we'll just hop on for a couple of hours, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's where it'll be. We will have another TEW series regardless. It does feel like you don't want to run this one into the ground. It's been tremendous fun, and it's done everything we wanted it to. But it's like, once you've done that wedding, man, it's hard to top.
I think we do the wedding. I think the countdown clock starts at like the wedding.
Maybe, yeah.
And then people are like, "Oh, what is this? What, you know, what's going on?" It's the Jericho countdown all over again. Yeah, Acharius says Red Wedding, which Game of Thrones reference. Like, that was kind of what I was thinking of when the bomb goes off at the wedding. It's just like it's a wedding, and just like everyone just gets murdered at it.
Maybe that's what we do. I feel like we should. The only thing is we need. It feels like we owe it to the audience to conclude the Alexa Britt stuff with like their second ever match in PPW.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we get to that pay-per-view whenever that is, because that's probably going to be like 2 pay-per-views away. Maybe we do that because Britt needs to lose the belt, but then she kind of needs to like get it back post-wedding so she can then give it to Alexa. You know. We'll figure this out. We'll piece this together when it comes. What I'm saying basically is we only have a few episodes left, I feel. You know? It is what it is. Enjoy it, folks. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, we probably got like 3 or 4, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like it's... In real time, we're probably going to play it for another 2-3 months.
Right.
It's just like, you can feel it's coming.
Yeah.
The conclusion.
Yeah.
And there will be a bomb. I don't know which way. Rib winning I do like, but it feels like it leaves stuff on the table. I don't know.
That's okay, though, Joseph. You need to get out quicker before you overstay your welcome and do Season 8 with bad CGI and horrible writing.
Maybe that's it, man. Maybe it's just like, it's joy. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Arse are married. Alexa is freed from the shackles of Brit. And like, that's it. Explosion. We all die in bliss, in peace. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Is that too, but I think that wraps up like an arc for like everyone. I mean, yeah, Alexa doesn't get her title, but it was never about the title.
Yeah,
for
and
her.
she fucks Britt over, right, in the biggest way. So.
Exactly. I didn't want it to come off of Breaking Bad, where it's like, yeah, this piece of shit kind of gets his happy ending. We don't need to do that.
True. Yes.
But I don't think we're doing that. Like, everyone that deserves to get screwed over gets screwed over, and I think that's the end. I think the ending is the wedding and the bomb exploding.
Wow. What an emotional moment that'll be. I mean, luckily the people in attendance won't have to worry about it because they'll also be dead because it's a bomb.
Yeah.
It's a bold move. Like, I don't know who's going to have to pay for the legal sort of issues that come from this, but we will die a mystery in the sense that no one will know if this was our plan or not. And I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
How are we revealing the killer? Like, is that what it is? We actually never reveal the killer, and the bomb just...
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like
there's like a collection of suspects, you know?
We have so much that could easily tie into this bomb, because we're doing an actual murder angle. We've got the red wedding to set it off, and we can also use the Fast and Furious bullshit of like that's
Here's
the
the
villain.
thing.
Like,
I think when the dust settles, a leading theory should be that Bruce Pritchard, who is going to marry these two people, is the man that actually has the bomb. You know, because then it would be like he was sent all along. He's a WWE guy, right? Bruce would probably do that to kill a promotion, wouldn't he? Just go and get a job and blow himself up. So I think there's a lot of theories, but I do think when the time's ticking, everyone at the wedding is having a great time, and it's like a party atmosphere. The crowd's panicking, and like down the rampway runs like another victim of murder, and like Loomis is there. All of the suspects are suddenly there in the crime scene, and there's like bang. Who knows? We'll never know.
Well, Hiromu's got to be there. Hiromu's just like
yeah,
in attendance, or I feel like we can tie a lot of stuff together just at this wedding, and then just a big explosion, and that's the end.
I agree. I think you can just hit a load of different notes. I think it could be a case of, you know, in some way in the same with the Fast and Furious thing. I think you have a couple of the murder suspects sort of running into the shop before the bomb goes. Because I think it makes sense for the sake of the audience peace of mind, Jeremy. I do think that even though the ticking's going on, which will have great drama, the baby faces are at least, they're so lost in their joy that they don't even, you know what I mean? Like it's like,
right.
It's sort of like a blissful farewell, so to speak. But around it there is such chaos because you have like 8 murderers around because we've got so many crazy characters. You've got the Fast and the Furious going on. It's just it's a moment. It's one of those things people watch forever and ever. It'll be a piece of art, basically, guys. That's what it'll be.
All right. Wow, we've just booked the ending of the series right here. Man, this is tough. This is emotional.
It's been a great one.
It has.
It's been a great.
This has been a lot of fun to put together. We still got more episodes left, but it's been a lot of fun. All right, everybody, that's gonna do it for us today. We will be back. There's a chance. Don't hold me to this. There is a chance that the killer was the New Day. There's a chance that I'm gonna do a watch along of Nets Bucks tomorrow. Might just.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. I may join you for that. I'll see.
There will be footage. Like we're gonna stream the game. So.
Oh wow, is that a thing? It's not a thing you can do, but you're just doing it, right?
Yeah, we can do it, and it won't be delete the VOD afterwards because we streamed the when the Avs played the other week. I streamed that and it was fine. So. Yeah, there's a chance. It's at 7:30 tomorrow. There's nothing else going on tomorrow night, so I think again I'll make it a final decision tomorrow, depending on how I'm feeling. But it's an idea I have anyway.
Okay, cool.
All right, let's see who we can raid here. Who's on? Demon Assassin is on. So go over there. Rosemary. Okay. Raid.
What a ride this has been, folks. This was a great episode.
It was.
A roller coaster episode.
It was. A literal roller coaster.
Yes.
All right. Y'all enjoy y'all's night. Have a good Friday. SmackDown, AEW. Have fun.